blame, you net it.
I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle P. How to get myself up back before the bull run. How to take some me should stick it in the bullroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle P. How to get myself up back before the bull run. How to take some me should stick it in the bullroom. E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Sticking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these goals feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the front, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, not the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a metal P. How to get myself up back before the bull run. How to take some me should stick it in the bullroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a metal P. How to get myself up back before the bull run. How to take some me should stick it in the bullroom.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP.Money. My name is AJ, I am the team lead here, and this is our live AMA. We come to you every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. We have a very special show today. The moment you've all been waiting for, we are going to announce the official Fusion launch date. It will be a little bit short and sweet tonight. I am here by myself. My co-host with the most, LA, is currently at Consensus in Austin, Texas. Again, LA is representing EMP, Sparkswap, all of our projects, making amazing connections and spreading the word about our protocols. So again, I'm going to ride solo. Unfortunately, she isn't here to celebrate with us on our monumental day, but we will be officially announcing the launch date of Fusion. Again, the moment you've all been waiting for. So, all right, that being said, we have a few updates as well. Overall market looking really good. I mean, I think that we have seen the beginning of the real bull run. Again, usually it starts kicking off later in the summer, but this time it's definitely been a bit earlier. And also, we've seen a bit of a meme token revival. A lot of meme tokens are up big today. And obviously ETH looking really strong with the ETF approval. We've been hovering around the 3,800 mark. And Bitcoin, I think even today it ran up over 69,000 again. So markets are looking good. Again, we said all along that our timing was not on purpose. We didn't delay Fusion, but all that being said, the timing could not be better, it appears. So, all right, so we're going to give a little bit of updates on Spark, and then we'll go into, again, the announcement you all are waiting for. All right, give me 1 second while I switch over here. Bear with me, everybody. All right, hopefully we're all set up now. Sorry about that. Again, flying solo tonight. I usually have my co-host with the most to fill the dead air. But all right, so Sparkswap. A lot of you have been asking about the arbitrage opportunity between bSPARK and how to actually do that. So again, as all of you know, we've released our 404. It's been successful. Pretty smooth launch and rollout. We are about what the launch price was even now, so it's good for those that want to accumulate. But we have said all along that there will be an arbitrage opportunity between bSPARK and the 404 itself. So again, we purposely made the liquidity of the Spark 404 separate from actual Spark to avoid any selling pressure. And number two, obviously we wanted to burn Spark. So we had to come up with a way to make that happen. And so it's a completely separate LP pool settled in bSPARK, which is essentially your receipt token for burning Spark. So that being said, bSPARK is not an exact peg to Spark. Now, we have arbitrage bots set up that, it won't go far over peg. Um, and again, if it is closer to peg, you guys can easily just burn Spark on the swapper on the 404 page. Again, the closer that number is, the more it makes sense just to burn your Spark directly. But please make sure you use the little swapper on the 404 page so you get credit for your bSPARK. If not, and you just send it to the burn wallet, you'll be SOL. So don't do that. But that being said, right now bSPARK is actually about 3/4 the price of Spark. And the way you can look at this is just go to any market website. So Dex Screener, Dex Tools, PooCoin, any of those, and you can actually look at the price again, the chart in real time. So you would type in bSPARK, and as long as bSPARK is below the price of Spark, it makes more sense to buy bSPARK directly rather than burning it. And so you would buy your bSPARK, you would then use the bSPARK on our exchange. Again, everything on our exchange because we have the liquidity there. And if this is still confusing, I can do it on the next AMA live. But you use our exchange, you type in bSPARK, you buy that with any asset we have, and then once we have bSPARK, you'll convert that to Spark 404. So hopefully that helps. Again, it allows you to get in at a bit of a discount, and you can go from there on how you want to proceed. But this is a short-term, arbitrage opportunity. Eventually, there will be so many people buying and holding Spark 404, utilizing that bSPARK, that it will get back to parity, and then it will only be possible to get more bSPARK by burning it. So again, just be aware of all that, and obviously the farm as well. The bSPARK farm is still paying extremely well, so you can always use bSPARK to get into that farm too. So, all right, hopefully that helped. Let me continue to go through the notes here. Bear with me one moment. All right, so that is all about bSPARK. I also did want to cover the V3 potential V3 update. So we've been teasing this on a few of the AMAs now, and we are in the process. Excuse me. We are in the process of hopefully transitioning our entire DEX to a V3 model. And why this is so important is that with the V3 model, we are able to essentially eliminate um, the uh, the uh, the inflation. Jesus, the inflation of Sparkswap or Spark token rather. So why this is so important is that then Spark itself becomes a capped supply token, and obviously will still reward Sparkler with all the revenue streams. It may be a little bit less of the actual swap fees because a lot of those swap fees will go to LP providers. That's what V3 is. You're rewarded directly just from swapping and volume. And so, again, that would be a little less to Sparkler, but because it would eliminate the inflation, it makes the price of Spark way, way more attractive. So, again, we're going to continue to talk about this as we go. Obviously, the Spark 404 and Fusion are number one priority. We have a special project we're announcing as well in about a week that will be another revenue stream to Fusion. So again, you heard me mention this on another AMA. This is some more alpha. We are getting ready to go into a whole new endeavor that we don't have exposure to, something that we haven't had exposure to in the space, and that again has major earning potential. So can't wait to announce that. That will be just prior to fusion as well. But so all that's coming together, and again, we're working on some UI upgrades as well. Some a lot of you have asked for percentages on the exchange page, so we're adding that and some other quality of life upgrades, as well as some updated UI buttons on the PERPS platform. And speaking of the PERPS platform, you have about 2 days left. So again, the end of May will be the cutoff for the social share competition. And once that's done, we will be picking winners to share in the $500 prize pool, or we may be giving it to just one person. Again, we've had a lot of people really push in the last few weeks to get perps out there. So please put in the final trades, and remember we are offering a bonus for the largest win as well. I think the winner right now is a 651% gain. So if you can do a little more than that, you will get a special bonus prize as well. But again, all the rules you can find in some of our previous posts about the social sharing. So, all right, moving right along. Again, trying to go through this fairly quickly today. The again, a lot of new coverage with our ecosystem as well. We had a great video out today from Paul Dutton. We have a great AMA with James Pelton. Some heavy hitters today for sure, and tons of great AMAs over the last few weeks. So definitely check that out. DeFi guide. Yesterday we had the Tetra X live stream. We had chatting with the captain, Drippy Inu on their community tab. So a lot of coverage. So and then last but not least, again speaking of perps, the social sharing competition has worked wonders because we are quickly approaching 10 million in total volume on perps. So that is really powerful. And again, the more we share about our perps, the more volume the entire platform generates, and therefore the more fees we are able to give to Sparkler. So help all of us and help your own bags by continuing to share. So, all right, give me one more minute. I have to set up my screen. We're gonna make some big announcements about Fusion and show some screenshots as well. Bear with me one more minute. All right, so what you're seeing now on the screen, those of you that are on YouTube, these are not screenshots. This is actually Fusion um, live. So again, I mean, technically they are screenshots. I don't have the actual website up, but my point is that this is all live and built on the test server. So this will be again your one of your home pages where you can determine their share. Again, we're not going to go through each little bit today, especially because I don't have LA with us. But next week I can actually go through and explain a little more about what each part of the website means. Um, but just know that all of this is actually built and functioning now, and we are in the final testing. So I guess that being said, I can drop the official date. So um, we will be starting the sacrifice on the Friday, the 14th of June. So that is exactly 2 weeks from tomorrow. All those haters that said, "Oh, here we go, EMP, they're not going to give us 2 weeks like they said they would." Well, we actually gave you 15 days, so there you go. So we will be launching again officially on Friday, June 14th. So again, we'll have plenty of time to promote and ramp up the hype. But that is the date, so get ready. Again, pack your bags and get excited. I know I am. Again, I'm trying to get through the AMA and still be able to talk, but I am excited. I can promise you that. Again, it's a major moment for our community. And yeah, we will announce a time as well. Obviously, you know, as long as you get in within the first 24 hours, you are eligible for the early sacrifice bonus, and then that bonus will gradually go down for about a week after we launch. So if you are traveling that day, or you know, for whatever reason you can't get in, just you're not really losing out on anything but the early sacrifice bonuses, and those are very minimal as well. They're big enough that it matters to actually get in, but you know they're not gonna put you at a major disadvantage if you miss. So all right, there you go. Let me have some more. I'll share some more screenshots here, and then we're going to some updates. Let me go one more. Hang on. All right, so a lot of you were asking, you know, EMP is very, I'm sorry, Fusion is very complicated. How are we going to get people to know what to do? Well, we have actually included the docs and the white paper as part of an interactive, an interactive page on Fusion itself. So again, this would be really beneficial in newcomers knowing what to do. It'll have a bunch of FAQs and resources without actually having to go to the actual white paper. So this is super bullish, and I think will really help in onboarding people onto Fusion and letting them know what they need to know to get involved. So again, you're more than welcome to go back and pause the video and look over these. There are some grammatical errors still. Obviously, a lot of the info will still be changing, but the infrastructure is live and beta testing will start hopefully next week. So the devs have been testing their asses off, and we've been nonstop. So everything is finally coming together, and we're almost there. So all right, let me go to the next one. Again, batteries. We will be announcing the price of batteries and everything that goes along with that. Again, bear in mind some things right now are called points. Again, we may end up updating that lingo as well, but everything is based on your sacrifice points. Um, again, just don't take everything you're seeing as gospel. But we will have this already before the launch, and as we have said all along, all of the batteries will be very, very affordable. But this will be essentially the battery marketplace. All right, and then one more. Again, feel free to go back and pause if you want to look into it better. I'm just trying to get through this. All right, and again, just one more page. Again, you can your different purchasing options, your representation of your microgrid. If you were to sell your microgrid, what that looks like. So a lot of info again will be coming, and these are only 4 screenshots. Obviously, there's a lot more to Fusion as well. And I'm hoping that actually before we go live, LA and I can walk through the actual site and do a bit of a tutorial as well. Again, it is live and ready, and so I just didn't want to have to multitask without LA to walk everybody through it. And again, we still need the beta testers to do some final checks as well. So we are almost there. Again, it's looking so bullish. PEG is continuing to go up. We're looking really strong. And I don't know if you guys have seen this, but the ESHARE price is out of control the last few days. I think we topped out at around $70 today. I know there were people buying ESHARE at like 11 or less. So shout out to all of you. Again, ESHARE is very speculative, and obviously with low liquidity, it will be very volatile. So again, be careful. But over time, ESHARE should only go up and to the right as we add more utility and volume and ultimately buying and burning of ESHARE as well. So a lot of stuff coming with that. Again, it will not be a straight line up and to the right, however. So just be very aware that there will be dips on both EMP and eShare. It's hard to have that restraint and not go all in, but it's very important to DCA and continue to, buy as we go. And when you do see a dip, it's a great way to, again, add to your bag as well, because again, there will be people that don't want to go into fusion or are very short-minded, and maybe they were part of EMP originally and don't like what we're doing or whatever the reason. There will be sellers along the way, but the good news is that that is a one-time problem. So the idea is that when people do sell, we're able to buy up all that EMP and then put that in the hands of people that want to earn from fusion. So again, just remember that. Don't panic. There will be sales, and we will be able to continually accumulate until we're back at peg. So all that is par for the horse. Again, just a reminder, we will be doing an AMA train around Fusion as well. So this will start hopefully sometime around Sacrifice. Obviously, we'll probably have a few right before Sacrifice to the bigger communities. But the whole idea is that this is an ongoing event. So it will be a little bit before and a little bit after Sacrifice time. And then we'll do a whole nother round once we've been up and running for a few weeks to a month and really able to show the APR and the power of Fusion up and running. So remember, it's a multi-pronged approach, and the whole idea is that we're going to absolutely light up the entire internet and let them know about EMP and Fusion everywhere. So we already have over 20 AMAs scheduled within those 2 weeks, and then again another 20 or more a few weeks after that. So really exciting time. Again, we're just getting started. So all right, any other questions? I have a few I want to go over from Discord, but if you are on the live stream, please feel free to ask some questions. Give me a minute while I pull up the Discord. One moment. All right. All right, so I'm going to start with the questions from Discord, and then yeah, if there are questions on the live stream on YouTube, feel free to type that in. But all right, number one, can you still buy nodes after Fusion launches? So um, the answer is yes. Um, you're able to buy any of our secondary contracts. However, just remember, the economics are changed from nodes. Obviously, in the beginning, nodes had a portion of EMP feeding it from the inflation. Now that we don't have inflation, uh, the nodes again aren't getting any new EMP other than new investors. So again, all the secondary contracts are much more gamified, um, and you could absolutely make money from nodes or more EMP to go into Fusion if more people speculate on buying nodes. So again, the team right now, obviously we may end up supplementing nodes a little bit because there is no inflation. We may be able to actually send EMP that we have as a treasury to nodes, and we again, depending on the health of nodes, if we don't see a lot of new people going in, we can definitely do that. But again, nodes are very as far as Ponzi's, that's probably the only even reminiscent I would say structure is in the node. So, it is based on new users going in. But again, I mean, who knows? Maybe a whale buys a bunch of nodes, and now you're actually making more EMP going in that way than sacrificing directly. So, again, just be aware of all of that. The ROI times on the node light paper still accurate. So again, because we're not actually feeding nodes with the inflation anymore, remember EMP is no longer inflationary whatsoever. Then therefore the ROI and APR could be less than what is stated. So I don't know. I don't see the APR in the white paper, but maybe I'm wrong. I will look at that. If it is, I will update it to be a little more accurate. So, but yeah, that is a good question. ROI times are just purely dependent on the volume. So maybe people, get excited when we get back to PEG. Maybe they don't want to buy EMP and sacrifice it directly. They want to earn more EMP over time. Then nodes could be very, very lucrative at that point. And again, the more people are going into nodes, the lower or the faster the ROI time. So it's really up to the community on that aspect. So, all right, and then last but not least, is impermanent loss possible with fusion? So yeah, this is a great question. For those who don't know, impermanent loss is when you have an LP token. Again, for example, say Ethereum and DAI or a stable token. Um, Impermanent loss is that loss, if both tokens go down in value, obviously you have less value than when you started. But there's also a scenario where if Ethereum goes up quite a bit, because it's tied to DAI, you don't get the full price appreciation of Ethereum because it's selling into DAI every little bit as ETH goes up. And so there would be a situation where you would have made much more money just by holding Ethereum outright, and that is referred to as impermanent loss. So again, just be aware of that. Obviously, if you're getting rewards, then that is mitigated. But Fusion doesn't operate as an LP pool, so there will be no impermanent loss whatsoever in Fusion. Again, the minute that you sacrifice uh, or deposit into Fusion, you are getting a value of your respective EMP at peg value. So whatever the price of ETH is what the dollar value, again, assuming we're able to keep peg, is what your holdings will be worth. So again, there may be a little impermanent loss on your EMP ETH LP as we get back to peg. So just be aware of that, I would say. You may want to unpair some of your EMP, or again, if you're sacrificing all of it into Fusion, your LP as well, that is really the best option. So if you have EMP ETH LP and you're worried about impermanent loss, just sacrifice your EMP ETH LP, and that will guarantee no impermanent loss and give you the full peg bonus on those assets as well. So anybody, again, preparing for Fusion, make sure that you're ready to sacrifice your LP or your EMP and do it ASAP as soon as the sacrifice window opens. Again, not financial advice. So, all right, awesome. All right, that's all the questions on Discord. Let me go over to YouTube. Again, if I said something, please feel free to ask. 1 minute. All right. First question is, how does, sorry, excuse me, how does this help us that are still in Detonator? So, again, we talked about this at length, um, but I'm happy to go over it again. So, the whole idea is that those that are in Detonator, just like nodes and any of the secondary contracts, um, they are a bit more speculative getting more sacrifice points or more value than actually sacrificing directly. And whether that turns out to be true or not is still up to the crypto gods. But the whole idea is that we are able to do a system reset on Detonator itself. And when I say Detonator, I mean all of the DAAS contracts. So what is happening is we are simultaneously rolling out Fusion as well as some upgrades to the Detonator contract. Again, when I say Detonator, I mean everything. Um, and so this will add a taxation where if you claim more than twice a week, which is the responsible method, you will then be taxed higher and higher. So then that tax goes back into the pool. So that alone, I think, will help a lot of the people that have been claiming and draining the pool balance. And then number two, we are making it to where you are still able to withdraw from Detonator or any DAAS product. Um, However, rather than getting those tokens liquid, they are applied to your microgrid balance. So, for instance, say you're getting $1 a day from Detonator. If and when we recover peg, again, not if, it's when, um, that alone would be $10 a day because, again, EMP will be about a 10x from right where it is now. And so that $10 a day from Detonator will go into your microgrid when you claim. Um, and then, again, if you're bullish on EMP, it's a great way to DCA into owning more of the central grid. But even if you, again, hate EMP or whatever, you want to leave, you can just list your microgrid that's worth $10 on the marketplace. And so, again, I'm sure many people will be buying those to add to their own microgrids. And that's a way for you to cash out of the ecosystem without ever hurting the price of EMP. So this is really important, again, on how those contracts work. And not only is it much better for the ecosystem, but again, we hope that it triggers a reset on those as well, because everything in Detonator is meant, all the incentives are still there. Obviously, everybody loves the lottery. There is that lottery aspect. We can highlight it on the AMAs with the rollover like we usually did. Again, those that are heavy in DAS uh, will hopefully welcome the ability to try to get some of their capital out. Now, again, at the end of the day, what we said all along, and again, I have 2 years of AMAs, so please go back and listen. Every single time we talked about a DAS product, it was mentioned that it was a game. It's not a certificate of deposit. It's not an annuity. So again, if all these changes don't help, then we have to kind of look at another solution on those. But I know I can tell you for a fact, we're not going to completely abandon those contracts. So again, we'll cross that bridge if and when we ever have to come to it. But I wholeheartedly think that the hype around the peg and fusion and revitalizing everything, and then actually allowing people that claim more than twice a week to be penalized. I think all of those things will really help. So, all right. I think that is it. Wow, only one question. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Again, anybody else, let me know. I'll be here for one more minute while I wrap it up. The official launch of Fusion will be again Friday, June 14th, and we will have a time countdown for that as well. This is your last opportunity. Again, not financial advice, to get EMP and ESHARE as we get ready for the launch. And remember, you can be earning amazing APR in Fusion itself. It is Sparkler on steroids, where we are essentially not only are you staking your EMP, but then you get the equivalent value, so you can leave as well as long as there's a buyer. It's not a sunk cost. So that's really powerful. And again, those that are trying to build their bags, I think again it's going to be there's a lot less EMP than people realize. Again, we're no longer inflationary. Right now there's about 60 million, 60. But I would say at least 25% of that is either owned by the Treasury or responsible whales that are going to go into fusion. And so there may be a situation where there may not be a lot of EMP left for people to buy. So don't be that person that says, "Damn, I wish I would have bought more." Again, that's not me encouraging you to over invest. Please don't ever invest more than you can afford. That is the number one rule. And if you do follow that rule, you will be much less emotional about your holdings. So, all right. Uh, One last question is, why would someone buy a microgrid for $10 when a sacrifice of $10 gets you a peg bonus? Yes, that's a great question. In the beginning, yeah, you're 100% right. You would be better off doing a straight sacrifice, especially for below peg. But the whole idea is that we recover peg, and we may even be again. It may be better to buy the microgrid than trying to buy EMP outright. So, again, to each their own. And we will, as a protocol, also be buying microgrids because the more microgrids we own, again, the less it's like a stock buyback. The less rewards potentially that we can pay, but also the more rewards you get as a holder. So again, that will also be part of it. All right, I think that's it. Oh, one more. Currently, I have two wallets with detonator contracts. Does it imply that okay, so yeah, if you have two wallets with detonator positions, the question is, will I have to manage an account for each one, or do I have other options? So we are looking into actually being able to send your microgrids to other wallets, even outside of the marketplace, and then you would be able to combine them. So I don't think that will be ready for the MVP, but that is an option. So again, maybe your friend has a microgrid, and you don't want to, you can always sell it on the market and buy it from him or buy it from yourself. But we are looking at a way to actually transfer microgrids, and they still would be subject to a fee, most likely. But that is an option for those that want to combine. Does V3 allow you to autoclaim or autocompound? So yeah, we are looking into that. I know that was a long waited question. We are hoping to have a battery that you can buy that will allow you to compound automatically your V3 detonator or DAAS positions. However, that is not part of the MVP. So we are going to be continually adding more batteries, more options, um, possibly, many other additions as we go. So, there will not be a Fusion V2, V3, V4, but we will constantly be updating the, abilities of Fusion and adding more batteries as well. Seems like that could be exploited. I don't know, maybe tell me what you're referring to. And how long until the V3 rollout? So yeah, we're hoping that the V3 rollout will be along with Sacrifice. So again, I will have to confirm that, but that is the plan. So again, a few more weeks. When we announce Sacrifice, we'll roll out the V3 model as well for DOS. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's it. All right, there was a question about possible exploit, but I can assure you we've looked at all the potential exploits, so I don't think that will be an issue whatsoever. I think it was in reference to um either buying $10 worth of EMP off the market and then sacrificing that, or buying a $10 microgrid. Again, I mean, it's just simple arbitrage. Whatever is a better deal, do that. So again, that doesn't impact the protocol at all. So, all right. All right, I think that's it. All right. Again, I apologize. I want to wrap it up. Sending wallet to wallet. Yeah, again, as long as um, charge a fee for doing that, again, there would really be no issue. So you won't be able to move your microgrid around and go outside of our marketplace. But we can absolutely have a smart contract that will allow you to transfer from wallet to wallet and still take a fee that again you have to pay in actual BNB or whatever it might be. So you can't just avoid marketplace fees as well. So yeah, again we've gone through again. Fusion has been a year in the making, so we've gone through everything. So um, all right, I think that's it. All right, awesome. Yes, thank you all for being here. Again, my co-host with the most, LA, was not available. She's at consensus, so I'm gonna try to wrap it up here. Thank you for bearing with me while I try to do this all on my own. And yeah, we're excited for Fusion. It will be here. We'll do a full rundown on Monday. Again, when I have LA, and we're a little more. We can multitask when she's here. So, all right, thank you all. Get ready. Hope you all have a great weekend. Again, we come to you every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you know all the alpha around Fusion and how to, again, play the game the best, so to speak, and get ready for the incoming bull run. I mean, again, everything is coming together. So, all right, much love to all of you. Good night, good day. We'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend.